So I left my job about a week ago now. It's been about like 6 days, and the feeling of freaking out really hasn't hit yet. I'm kind of still like in a catching up on sleep type thing. But just to give more context, like I worked at this job for like literally 2.5 years, and it was a cool job. It wasn't anything flashy. It was just another little warehouse, but it was pretty chill. Like, I could listen to music all day. I could wear what I wanted, blah, blah, blah. And it was the first job that I got right after graduating college. And, it was literally just something to pay the bills because I was going to college full time off my veteran benefits. So I was getting paid to go to school, but I knew that after I got my degree that I couldn't use those benefits anymore. So and even then, like, I needed work experience. I needed to do something, out in the normal life or real world outside the military. And like I said, it was kind of the first job that I got, that I applied for, like right after college too. I mean, I wasn't really tripping. My degree is in art and visual arts and design, but I wasn't really tripping about working in a warehouse. I was like, whatever, just for now type thing. And when I got that job, I wasn't really expecting to work there as long as I did. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it ended up being so routine that after a while, I just kind of got so used to it. I actually really like the people that I work with. They were pretty chill people, at least when I first started working there. No, I'm not gonna go into exactly the whole 2 years of what I went through, but let's just say on year two, so like I worked there for a year, from 2014 to 2015, and then at the beginning of 2015, I went into my full 1 year working there, and then at that point, that's when things started really getting shitty at that place. Like, in 2015 alone, I went through 4 different site managers, so like people that were in control of the site. I went through 4 of them. So one of them got fired, another one got fired, the third one left, and the fourth one was just a replacement, and he left. And it's like, while that was happening, the staff that was there was literally, I'm not even kidding, a revolving door. Like, people would get hired, they would quit 2 days later, they would quit a week later. They were just shitty workers. And it got to a point to where, like, I kind of put myself in a position of, well, I gotta pay bills, so I might as well just stay here. But even then, like, the money was okay. It wasn't great, but it also wasn't, I could have been making more with all my experiences, right? But again, like, I was just so used to the routine, and I was so used to the paychecks, and I liked, I like just having a reason to get up in the morning, I guess. But I dealt with so much shit, like, again, 3-4 different site managers, a staff that was constantly changing. There was one time where like 3 people quit one morning, and I was the only person, literally. So our facility only was allotted like 12 people. That's how small this little warehouse was. And there was one time, like, the entire morning crew left, and it was just me to deal with all sorts of logistics and like I said, it's order fulfillment, so I gotta do stuff for customers while also talking to vendors and all this other things, and that whole, and it's like I was doing that by myself for the entire summer last year, while this place was trying to find replacement managers and all this other stuff, and the regional people didn't really give a fuck. And it was, on top of that, there's fucking, our plumbing and our building was fucked up, so there was shit coming out the pipes every other day. And it's actually insane. Like, you look back at it and you're just like, holy shit. Like, any normal person would, like, like, I'm sure there are people out there that have been through something like this, but like, I'm not even exaggerating, and I'm trying to not say like a lot, but like, I'm not even exaggerating where I say any normal person would look at this situation and be like, I'm not dealing with this shit, I'm leaving. But I stayed. I stayed through everything, honestly. Like, and I was still just a regular associate. Like, I wasn't even a manager. I was like, eventually I did, get up there, like, in terms of tenure, and I was kind of in charge of stuff, but my job title was still like, I was told, like, I was doing manager stuff, and I basically was one, and I was getting paid a little bit more to basically work as one, but not have the official title. But I would still say that I was a manager just because I already knew what to do with everything. But like, even then, when all these other managers and all these other people left, like, not site managers, but just like operations managers, like, I would apply to be those things, and they said that I didn't qualify because I lacked manager experience. But then I would tell them, like, bro, I was in the military for 8 years. I deployed in the Middle East. Like, I don't know how that doesn't correlate to someone who can manage a store that ships fucking sex toys and THC products. But whatever. I guess that doesn't count enough. But and even then, like, and plus too, like, I wasn't really tripping. Like, the job wouldn't have really been much different. I would still be doing the same thing, just expected to, I don't know, like, be more mean to people. Not really mean, but I had to, like, tell people what to do. But the people that I work with, I never had to really tell them what to do. Like, the expectation was already set with me. Like, we all knew what to do without having to tell each other anything. That's how that job was. Like, you really didn't have to really, like, once you knew the job, and all you're really doing is working next to each other, and you don't have to tell anyone what to do, right? But their whole shtick was like, oh, you're not showing leadership skills, so we can't really, like, give you the, I'm like, but I explained to them, like, dude, I don't have to tell nobody what to do. Everybody already knows what to do. So that didn't make sense to me either. So at the beginning of the year, we finally got a stable site manager, and it did get better, but even then, I don't even really know if it was I guess honestly it was burnout starting to set in, especially towards, like, the end of May of this year. And I don't really know, dude. Like, the beginning of the year hit, I got a pretty good raise, but it still wasn't enough to have to deal with everything, even though I have already dealt with a lot for some reason. This and with how this economy is, these corporations are moving more towards, especially, talking about politics, that's a whole nother conversation. But with this current climate, corporations are caring more about making as much money as possible. Not that's not something that was always a thing with big corporations, but when I started, they were giving everybody, full-time benefits and whatever, right? Now they don't want to give nobody nothing. They just want you to hire someone, and they work for as little as possible, right, without any benefits. And how that, and the direction that this warehouse was going, they wanted what was used to be a place that needed at least 3-4 people to do all the operations. They only wanted maybe 1 or 2 people to do everything all day. And not that I couldn't do it, but after a while, it's like you just knew that it wasn't sustainable for very long. And it just, there's shit on my part too. I for some weird reason, the stress was just making me stay up too late and drink a lot. And as soon as I would get off work, I'd go to the fucking bar for happy hour and stay there until fucking 8 p.m. And I would stay up till like midnight when I had to get up at like 7 in the morning. And I would wake up fucked up and still hungover as hell. And I don't know, like, I just for some reason, like, I would dread. I don't know. I really don't know if it was dread, or if it was just the burnout, or if it was just like the feeling of I'm just working here, and these people just see me. I mean, granted, that's what I am. I'm there to work, do a job, get paid, and go home, right? But like, after everything I had went through the year before to prove to these people that like I can get paid more and get put in a better position, they still just like I was still just a body for them, and and this person is cool. Like, we're cool just using this person to do everything, and they'll always be here, and we can just pay them the same amount of money, and they're not going to complain. And I'm not even kidding. Like, last week when I left, I was already on like my final warning for attendance. And again, I'm not. This is all on me, really. This is my attitude, and I've been going through some personal shit that's been that I really need to lock in on and take accountability for. But I'm not even kidding. Like, I was told that if I was late again, I'd get terminated or whatever. And I woke up, my alarm didn't go off. I was an hour late already. I'm not even kidding. I looked at my phone. I was like, fuck, I'm late. I jumped up, I tried to get ready, and then I just stood there. I had like a moment of clarity. I just stood there for like a good 30 seconds and said, fuck this shit. I turned my phone off, I went back to sleep. And I know that's not the most responsible thing to do. I'm gonna be 30 in a couple months, but at the same time, I'm getting to a point to where I have to lock in on the thing that makes me the happiest, because I think that was the biggest factor of why I was feeling so burnt out, just constantly just settling for this. And it'd be one thing if they promoted me and gave me extra little bit of this and told me to do this, but no, I was just doing the same thing. I applied for a manager position 4 times and I didn't get it, and the 4th time they just ghosted my application even though I work there. So it's one of those places where you have to internally apply. They don't just promote you on the spot. So that was a whole nother can of beans. And reflecting on it now, I'm just like, damn, I spent 2.5 years at that place, put up with so much shit. I was just a regular person showing up, doing work that required someone who made salary. And I was just an hourly regular employee, but I was doing salary paid work as an hourly employee. And after, when the dust settled and they finally got their shit together, they still just saw me as an hourly employee. And I was just like, oh my, I was like, and to give more context, like, my dream is to be a full-time photographer. So I actually, my side gig or my side hustle, I take I take pictures at concerts. I'm a concert photographer. And earlier this year, I had a lot of pretty cool opportunity to the point to where, like, I was going to bands, rehearsal studios, and doing interviews and doing journalist work. And I was doing, and I was so happy to do it. I did it for free. And I'm at a point now where my photography is getting seen by a lot bigger publications and bands and things like that. And I guess there's a part of me that was like, that's maybe I'm kind of just wanting to do that now, focus on that, than feel like I'm stuck in this perpetual motion of nothing going on. And I turned down a lot of opportunities because of this job, like a lot of photo shoot opportunities and working opportunities that with my photography, and because I had to work later because of this, because of that. And the issue is main thing is that I'm getting old. Like, I can't be just leaving jobs like this, like I'm in my early 20s. I know I'm only 29, going to be 30 in a couple months, but I know that there's a level of maturity that needs to be had, especially going into this new decade of life. But, maybe there's something that can happen. Maybe there's something that will happen. And maybe that shit needs to happen. And the only person that can make it happen is me. So, we'll see what happens. I'm still in this mellow state of like, I have enough money to chill for a little bit. But at the same time, I know that with how the economy is, especially in the area that I live, that I need to do something or make something happen. So we'll see what happens. And I don't really know how to feel in terms of I feel confident things are gonna turn up. I'm not in that moment of dread yet, like most people, or how you usually are whenever you leave a job so promptly. But reflecting it, I do realize that I need to fucking lock in. I need to lock in or get fucking locked out. So we ball.